Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the area of AFM. What are we going to do today? We are moving towards the end of our series as we are now moving and approaching towards the module D, another chapter that is costing. Today we are talking about the area of standard costing. So when we talk about the standard costing, what do you mean by the term standard costing? Standard costing is a part where they have set a benchmark and then you are trying to say कि अच्छा this is the benchmark, this is where we are standing. Array, there is a variance that is coming up, obviously, because nothing can go in your life as per plan. This doesn't really happen that way, don't we? We all have phase deviation in our plans in one or the other part of life. How can this happen that every time we plan something in terms of costing, it happens the same way? So we have a particular gap. What do we do about this? Let's talk about this. We have module D, which is termed as costing methods. What do we talk about costing methods then? There are different costing methods. Acha, we have actually moved on and we are talking about the standard costing today. So let's move on and understand the question. The first question says that which factors play a crucial role in optimizing the profit? Selling price and the production capacity, market forces and cost control, cost of product sold and the production capacity, or the sales volume and market absorption. Every organization is running towards the area of optimizing their profits, don't they? They want it to be produced. But one of the best thing is, if you want to increase your profit, you have to reduce your cost. Always remember, what's the particular formula? You remember, cost plus profit is equal to selling price. Sometimes you cannot touch this. Then what will you do? You will reduce the cost so that your profit increases. है ना? That's the only thing that you can do then. But accounts doesn't say that this should happen where the organization is compromising upon quality. Sochiye, if I say, nee, you make this thing, but we can compromise on the quality. Will you try that? Will you try something on your own skin, on your body, or even our family members where the production is compromised? We would want, yeah, if I'm buying any product, it should be of the best quality. That means we would like to reduce the cost, but in a planned manner, rather than compromising on the quality, especially when the things are to be used by us as well. So technically, when the production should done, costing has clearly said that add the steady quality, reduce your cost. Do not compromise upon quality. This is where the costing is absolutely clear about that. If you really want to reduce the cost, then reduce cost by the ethical manners rather than the unethical ones. Done. What do we have now? What is the primary objective of cost control? Why do we do cost control, everyone? To determine the selling price, or maximizing the production capacities, optimizing the profits through efficient resource use, or market analysis and forecasting. Cost reduction means increase in profit. That means we always want to increase our profits. The basic reason behind the working of the organization is actually two only. If you have seen the financial management basics there, na, I told you in an organization there are 2 points. One is maximizing wealth of shareholders, and the second point is maximizing wealth of the shareholders, and the second point is maximization of profit. So we have profit and wealth maximization. Profit is for the organization, wealth is for the shareholders. But think about it, if we increase our profit, then automatically we increase our shareholders amount as well. If we are ethical, definitely. You know? These are the two things. Costing also follows the same, right? Next point. Uh, What role does cost accounting play in optimizing the profits for business organization? Determines the selling price, influences market forces, collects records, analyzes relevant cost data, or maximizes the production capacities. What would they do? Cost accounting play a very important role. What it basically does is collects the data and then it tells you कि पता है, this is where the cost has to be seen. This is where we can reduce the money. This is where we had extra costs which were beyond our control. If we review it only, then we'll be able to find it now. Correct? Next is, what is the difference between actual and standard cost, everyone? Actual cost is unknown, while standard cost is determined by the production. Standard costing is an estimate, while actual is after production. Actual cost is higher than the standard. This is shown as a variation. Standard cost is influenced by the market forces, while actual cost is not. So technically, when we talk about standard, it's an estimate, while actual is what we find out, right? The answer is B. Done. Why does a standard costing make delegation of authority and responsibility simpler? See, we set up a standard. We deliberately try to achieve those standards as well, don't we? It requires extensive paperwork? No. It eliminates the need for setting standards. It is actually setting standard. It provides a production a comparison between actual and estimated cost, or it is not involved in the delegation process. Delegation is whatever work I am doing, I'm giving to it to you or anybody else. But I share the non-core activities of my job, not the core. But when we do this, we give someone or allot someone the duty to compare between actual and estimated costs. Why is standard costing effective in controlling actual cost in an organization? It discourages corrective action. It provides untimely information about the variances, allows the workers to exceed their such standards, and management receives timely information about the variances at each cost center. When we talk about this part now, standard costing. Acha everyone, every time you go for a walk, I tell you 10,000 steps, 10,000 steps. If you were planning to go for 6, what will you do? You'll try to achieve the standard, even if it's a bit higher. When you can do 6,000, you'll be like, Acha, I can do 10 as well. Isn't it? Basically, standard costing helps you to achieve the goals. Why? Because it puts you onto a situation where you are trying to achieve the particular goal, and when there is no reaching of the goal, then you try to mend that particular method. In this case, you are actually management receives timely information about variances at each other's cost. The management, whenever there's a variance, management wants complete disclosure. What happened? Why couldn't you do that part? If there's a variance, can the management help you towards the getting the resources which will help you to get it right? All those things are covered here. Next, which type of standard is established in for long-term use and provides the base for comparison over time? Ideal, currently attainable standards, basics, or realistic? Actually, realistic should be the one which is basically something which is achievable. You know, it should be something that the organization can achieve at least. That is that is something I would say realistic. And when we talk about ideal standards, this is what, for example, you and I know that we should live with honesty. That's ideal. But can we live with honesty? If the organization does this, probably they will die in a day. Currently attainable standards. They're talking about the present situation, not the genuine ones. Regularity. Then what's left? Elimination method. The last is the basics. The basics doesn't change. For example, you should be honest. That is a basic. Where the organization has to be honest, where they have to play diplomatic, that's the point, right? The answer is basic standards. Okay, now let's move on and talk about the next point. What is the crucial factor of in the efficacy of standard costing system in relation with uh, the standard costing? Now, what are we doing? Uh, we have ignoring the benchmark. Then we have inaccuracy in estimating standard cost, or the next point is using basic standards only or correct estimation of standard cost. What's going to be the answer? When we talk about this area, what is the crucial factor? Crucial factor is that everyone, if I make an unrealistic standard, what will happen? Have you ever thought? If I put up an unrealistic standard, will you and I be able to achieve it? I barely doubt that. If there's a major problem coming up now, we cannot achieve that particular goal. You know, the crucial factor in efficacy would be uh, the correct estimation. The estimation should be correct. Think about wrong plan can lead to wrong results. If we plan well, then we can have any agenda solved within no time, isn't it? What does the labor rate standard refer in standard costing? Time required for labor activities, wage rate for different grades of labor, efficiency of purchasing, or minimum wages for labor units. Labor rate standard, if I have to define labor rate standard, then the labor rate standard should be the wage rates, you know? If what are we paying and what they were exactly wanting, what was the standard that we wanted to put in, what exactly happens is something that we'll find in this area. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? You know the answer already. Wage rate from for different grades of labor. We have to decide it. And everyone, chaliye. Next point, what is the primary purpose of variance analysis? When we talk about the primary purpose of variance analysis in standard costing system, that is to ignore the actual performance. If we ignore the actual, how will we correct it? It's wrong. To ascertain the budgeted performance, to identify the cause of variance between actual cost and standard cost, or to avoid corrective actions. What is the primary purpose of variance analysis? Primary purpose is to actually find the variations and actually find the reason for the variations as well, not only the variations. Once you see a variation, you have to find it and we have to correct it to identify the cause of the variation between actual and standard costs. What is one of the factors to be considered while setting the standard rate and the index standard costing system? This is very good. Everyone, what is the particular things that we have to consider? See, if I have to make up a standard, if I don't take up the most important vital areas into consideration, how can I go correct? The variables have to be taken very clearly. No? Consistent actual time taken for manufacturing one unit, uncontrollable factors beyond management control, past and future trends of the labor market, or accurate estimation of labor mix and standard costing. Um, what is one of the factors to be considered while setting the standard wage? Uh, we would like to know what exactly is happening in the past before we are making the future. No? It's always important. The past is past and future trends. Always remember. Acha everyone, how can I decide that the particular person that I can see in front of me is efficient? One of the basic ways is to review how he had worked till now. If he has been going good, then why not? We will trust that particular person, don't we? But if he hasn't shown good kind of record in the last few years, then we would be putting a question mark on him, right? Okay, here comes the next question. It says, what does labor time or labor efficiency variance in the standard costing system indicate? Labor time or labor efficiency. Consistent actual time for manufacturing one unit. Changes in quality of finished goods compared to standard costing. Actual time being different from standard hours estimated, or following standard production procedures accurately. It's going to be the answer. What does the labor time or labor efficiency variance in standard costing system indicate? The labor time or labor efficiency would be related to the area of actual time being different from standard hours. Okay? The answer is actual time is different from that of standard hours estimated. If your standard time and actual time is varying, or your standard time is more than actual time, this is it being effective. You're taking lesser time than the limit that we thought of. But if it is the vice versa, then that's a situation which is bad for the organization. This means they are not able to work properly, right? Next point, what contributes to the labor time or efficiency variance or in a standard costing system? Consistent actual time taken for manufacturing one unit, following standard production procedures accurately, actual time being different from standard hours, mix or accurate estimation of skilled and unskilled labor mix. When we talk about what contributes to labor time or labor efficiency, in terms of labor time and labor efficiency, the best thing is to have actual time being different from standard hours and estimated. This is where we are talking about efficiency. How do we find the person is efficient? If he takes lesser time than what we anticipated, or at least takes the same time as anticipated, then he's going absolutely fine, right? Okay. Next question, which what is the one of the possible causes of material usage variance? Usage variance is just like everyone, if I'm making tea, do you know there's a specific consistency that would be used, certain amount of water, certain amount of milk, certain amount of the tea leaves that we're using, or if you're using cinnamon, or if you're using um, the garlic, or sorry, if you're using ginger in it, then if you're using cardamom in it, all those things basic. Every family has a different way of making teas, but that simply means we all make it in a different way. Then what if I put a lot of ginger in it? What will happen? It will give a bitter taste. But what if I put a lot of sugar in it? It will be too sweet to have. Or um, if I boil it a lot, it will turn sour. You know? Matlab, I have to find the perfect blend of tea if I want to make it. In the same case, if I'm making I'm into a bakery, I know what is the proportion of flour, icing sugar, and the other components that are to be used. If I use any of those wrongly, then what will happen? Something wrong will happen. The blunder will come up, right? The same thing happens in material usage. If I had planned to use more of material A, then we should be using more of material A. We should not be switching to material B all of a sudden. If the proposition is changed, probably the quality of the good will automatically change as well. You know? Then following standard procedures, or inferior quality of material purchase, or reduced wastage during manufacturing, or consistent quality of finished goods. Everyone, the day your standard costing system says you are not working as per the MUV that you set, material usage variance, then you just cannot expect that it is just as per the standards. It becomes of inferior quality. That is why such things happen. You know? Okay. Done? चलिए then. That's it for the day, everyone. But before I end my session, have you reviewed our courses yet? And if you haven't, then why haven't you done that yet? First of all, go on to the area of our uh, website, that is www.ada247.com, right? This is our website, that is www.ada247.com. And as soon as you reach up to our website, this is where what you'll find: JIB, CIB Mahapack, and JIB Mahapack 2.2. Under JIB Mahapack, you get only JIB, but English medium, bilingual, both are opened up for you. Test series, ebooks, everything is available. Previous recorded videos of all the areas are also available. New videos are also available. Along with this, you will not only get these things, but you will also be able to join the revision batch, MCQ batch, whatever will be coming up just before the examination. So all these things would be opened up for you the day you join this Mahapack, and whatever batches would be going on currently, all those are also available for you. So once you take up the Mahapack, this means that once you have spent this money, then you don't have to pay even a single penny after that. Then whatever you need for the JIB is all in this. If you are preparing for JIB and CIB, then you can take up JIB, CIB Mahapack as well. But if you want to go for this, just use the code 5541 and you will get 78% discount, everyone. It is at 6898.85. So can I say this is around 6900? So go ahead and utilize this particular opportunity and purchase the Mahapack because it is way too beneficial to leave. Okay, thank you so much for being there, everyone. Please share the session among your peers and don't forget to like it, everyone. We'll be meeting on